Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're taking a total masterclass on hair health, breaking down the clinical science and the exact step-by-step methodology behind the Dr. Groot's regimen. Now, this is easily one of the most talked about hair care systems out there right now, so if you've been struggling with your hair, you are definitely going to want to pay very close attention to how this specific sequence works.
So let me ask you this. Is your hair looking a bit thinner lately? Maybe it's feeling kind of weak to the touch, or, perhaps you're noticing it falling out a lot more than usual, like when you're in the shower or checking your hairbrush. If you are nodding your head right now, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. Hair loss, specifically due to breakage, is a massive widespread concern. And usually what happens? Our first instinct is a quick fix. We run to the store or, order online and just try switching our daily shampoo. But here is the hard truth. Simply swapping out a basic shampoo is almost never enough to fix the root problem. You really need a targeted system.
And that brings us to this, frankly, massive number, 82.2%. The Dr. Groot Scalp Revitalizing Solution line, which, by the way, was developed by LG Beauty after literally decades of research, makes a very bold clinical claim. The complete set is clinically proven to reduce hair breakage by 82.2% in just 2 weeks. I mean, those are incredibly high stakes, right? That is a transformative metric for anyone struggling with weak hair. But, and this is a massive but, results exactly like this are achieved only when you use the system correctly. Think about it this way. For years, we've totally accepted that our face needs a dedicated multi-step skincare routine, right? A cleanser, a moisturizer, specialized serums. But then somehow we expect our scalp, which is literally just an extension of the skin on our face, to totally thrive on a quick splash of some basic 2-in-1 shampoo. The paradigm shift here is realizing that healthy hair actually starts at the scalp. Just like your face, your scalp requires proper, dedicated, multi-step care both during and after washing. So to actually achieve that 82.2% reduction in breakage, Dr. Groot laid out a really strict 4-step procedural recipe for success. It consists of a thickening shampoo, a miracle treatment, a thickening conditioner, and finally, a roll-on serum. Now, I have to stress this. The order in which you use these is absolutely critical. If you skip a step or, if you swap one of these out for a random brand you have lying around, you are going to reduce those clinical effects. It's an interlocking system. Let's look at exactly how this builds. All right, starting things off with step 1, deep cleansing with the hair thickening shampoo. Okay, so before you even open the bottle, you have to start with completely wet hair. Once you start massaging that shampoo into a really nice lather, it deeply cleanses and clears away scalp buildup by 76%. And this isn't just about, making your hair smell nice and fresh. By removing that physical barrier of buildup, you're instantly improving the entire scalp environment. You're setting the perfect, pristine stage for stronger hair growth. Oh, and if you dye your hair, do not worry at all. It is perfectly formulated for all hair types and is completely safe for color-treated hair. Moving right along to step 2, exfoliate and hydrate with the Miracle In-Shower Treatment. Now, because the scalp was so deeply cleansed in the very first step, we've effectively stacked our benefits. The slate is entirely clean, we've removed that buildup, which means this treatment can now penetrate and truly nourish the wet hair and the scalp without any gross barriers getting in the way. And it's actually kind of fascinating from a physical standpoint. The product starts out as a liquid, but as it makes contact and you gently massage it in, it actually transforms. It turns into this rich, deeply nourishing cream. So it's actively exfoliating the scalp while simultaneously smoothing the hair all the way from root to tip. And this brilliantly illustrates the true power of step 2. While it's gently exfoliating, this miracle treatment provides a massive 169% hydration boost to your scalp. I mean, it is literally flooding the scalp with the moisture it desperately needs after that deep cleanse, which drastically reduces breakage and creates a significantly healthier base for your hair to just thrive. Once you've massaged that creamy texture in nicely, you just rinse it thoroughly with water. Next up, we have step 3, soften and volumize with the hair thickening conditioner. Directly after you finish rinsing out the miracle treatment, literally right after, you apply a small, appropriate amount of this conditioner directly to your hair and your scalp. Massage it in gently and then rinse with water. What this step does is, well, it essentially seals the deal. It specifically targets hair loss caused by breakage, and it locks in all that amazing hydration we just got from step 2, while simultaneously pumping up the volume. It's going to leave your hair feeling so much softer, looking visibly fuller, and making it significantly easier to manage throughout the day. Finally, we hit step 4, targeted spot care with the hair thickening roll-on serum. All right, stepping out of the shower now, this is your highly targeted application for the areas that need the most help.
You just click the serum button to dispense a tiny pea-sized amount, and then you use this really cool smooth metal roller ball to massage it in circular motions directly into the troubled, thinning areas of your scalp. That metal tip ensures you're applying it exactly where it's needed, super evenly, plus the formula itself contains menthol, which gives this incredibly refreshing, light cooling sensation on the scalp. It feels amazing. And because it's a fast-absorbing, very lightweight formula, it goes right to work reducing breakage and nourishing the scalp without ever leaving your hair feeling heavy or greasy. You can actually even repeat this step later in the day if your hair is completely dry.
Now let's look under the hood at the formulation matrix, where there is no single hero ingredient. So the crucial point to understand here is that this system isn't built on just one magical do-it-all ingredient. Honestly, if it were, it wouldn't be able to achieve those crazy clinical numbers. Instead, LG Beauty engineered a really complex formulation matrix. It's like a giant puzzle where each separate component targets a completely different root cause of hair thinning and breakage. Inside the bottle, you've got biotin and rosemary oil. You have caffeine to really stimulate things, prebiotics to balance the scalp flora, salicylic acid, and a blend of BHA, AHA, and PHA for that vital exfoliation we talked about earlier. Then you add in panthenol, niacinamide, arginine, and a whole complex of amino acids. Walking through this really proves the sheer complexity of the formula. This absolutely isn't your basic drugstore soap. This is a highly advanced, dermatologically tested, award-winning line of serious scalp care.
And, the broader beauty industry has absolutely taken notice of this science. The Miracle in Shower treatment, along with the rest of the Dr. Groot line, has been featured in major top-tier publications. Places like Harper's Bazaar, Women's Health, Oprah Daily, The New York Post, and Star Magazine. They're consistently recognized by experts for their powerful scalp care and hair thickening benefits, which really just further solidifies our trust in the clinical science we just walked through. Pulling this all together to give you a perfect mental screenshot before you go, the absolute necessity here is following this exact sequence. Step 1 deeply cleanses away 76% of the buildup. Step 2 rushes in right behind it to exfoliate and hydrate the scalp by a whopping 169%. Step 3 softens, volumizes, and seals the hair against breakage. And Step 4 provides that crucial, targeted spot care exactly where your scalp is thinning the most. Which leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to ponder. Are you ready to treat your scalp with the exact same respect you give your skin? Remember, healthy hair absolutely starts at the scalp. If you follow the Dr. Groot rules, if you do these 4 steps in sequence without skipping or swapping anything out, the results are going to speak for themselves. You have that clinical guarantee of an 82.2% reduction in hair breakage in just 2 weeks. Honestly, I think it's time we all rethink how we wash our hair. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this completely transforms your approach to hair health.